wasn't terribly sure whether we had a patient problem or a circuit problem, but I figured since Christina was doing the check, I'd let her work her way through that. And,
Okay.
it could have been a pneumothorax or a problem with the ventilator having changed, something like that. So
Okay.
sort of thinking about those things as well.
And divide and conquer. You trusted that she was gonna do her circuit assessment, you were gonna go more on the medical side, see what's going on with her patient. Okay. Alright, so this, we were simulating gas failure or kinked O2 line, right? That's what you found underneath there. Did anything kind of in the back of your head think maybe there might be a potential when we said we went on a road trip and we just got back?
Yeah, I thought the cannula had moved at first for some reason.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of attention on that right away.
Yeah.
Moving the patient off the bed.
Sure. So there's lots of, like he called them, kind of extra things going on in the room, distractors. But one thing I always really stress when we go on transports, that's you've got a really high risk of things going wrong, because you have multiple people that wanna come in and help land your patient, hook things up, and that's usually when you get that, oh, I'll do that for you, and then you never go back and check it, and then something else kind of falls by the wayside. So you have a higher risk of things going wrong with that.
If we had a king toes, would something look different on the flow meters?
Okay,
'Cause
yes.
that looked like it was fine, 4 liters per minute and 80%.
Yeah.
Which is what we had to hand over.
You're very true with
I
that.
did take a
So
look at that.
if in real world, I run these at home, I really have to, you have to kink it almost at full occlusion before it pops off that. So it was just slowly decreasing your sats, so it wasn't delivering the whole percent. Now the blenders are nice because they have that little alarm built in, if you get a kink and you know, you get that extra pressure. Have you ever heard that?
Like a O2.
A whistle
O2.
kind of?
Yeah, like a little whistle, yep, kind of things. Have you guys heard that as well?
Yeah, I think when
Yeah.
you're talking about that, I think if it's kinked like that, you're gonna build pressure and it's gonna pop at one time, and then keep in mind that it's separated with the FI2 versus sweet gas.
The flow
But-
back down too, won't it, on the meter?
No,
No.
because that's fixed, it's 50 PSI and it's regulated, right? So it's gonna continue to do that,
If the gas
But-
isn't flowing?
But if the gas isn't flowing, if it's 100% kinked, it will, the bubble will come down, the little ball.
but to a certain extent,
To a
right, and
certain
then
extent,
it'll pop.
before it pops,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
you were both right, actually.
I see what you mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
at the very end, I think you're in the middle, right, in terms of how that works. I think the most common thing that really happens is when you go on a field trip, you put it into a tank, you forget about it, it runs to
Stays in the
zero.
tank and
Yeah,
runs down.
and then you're like, well, what's going on here? And I've seen it where we're trying to manipulate the flow meter and it's running, but you're on the tank,
I
so.
had that happen to me, actually, I was telling them
Did you?
about it last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, well, we're fairly new at all this stuff and forgot to check that, and the tank was almost empty when Duke got there to pick up the patient, and it was a little, so eye-opener for sure.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is when you're doing your circuit check, I know we cannot simulate it here, but just ask for the color of the tubing. Because to me, that tells you so much. And I think these bells and whistles are really nice, and saturations, they're nice, but really that tells you everything, right?
In the
So it's-
solution, would be a dark.
It will be the same
Dark and
color
dark,
on
yeah, so
both
dark and
tubes,
dark,
so
dark
you would
and
have to
dark.
do an extra hint.
Yeah. So, yeah, dark and red, right, it's working properly, and then if you have red and red, it's a different situation.
What was the demonstration positive at first?
Oh, that was a simulation
simulation.
error.
Okay,
Yeah, we corrected that, so nice.
The corrected line.
Yeah,
at the
sometimes,
beginning,
we
so-
think we reset everything and it's just.
Do you use routine imaging when you transport your patients on ECMO? And when they come back, do you check annual patient placement with ultrasound or actually routinely? Or only if something's abnormal?
We would only do that if something was wrong, like in a situation where we're trying to figure something out, so we thought the catheter was moved, we couldn't figure out what was going on. I would say that, is we don't routinely get an x-ray and echo if we move or go anywhere like that.
What are the parameters up on the patient's screen, were you guys noting?
Sat and it's
It was becoming bradycardic, and I didn't really notice a big change in the CVP, which would have been important if we were worried about pneumothoraces.
Okay, okay. So your stats are dropping, your SpO2 is dropping, you got tachycardic, then you started getting bradycardic, so all things leading. And like Guillermo says, if you would've walked in here and you saw both of those tubes being dark blood, you right away would've gone, okay, something's going on, you know, and it would've led you a little quicker to your issue. So it's a little issue with simulation here, so.
We missed the fact that the warmer wasn't on also.
hadn't got there yet.
We pronounced her here,
Yeah.
so we're having a little bit of a issue with that.
So as you can see, just as the slides were just, kind of briefly, go ahead.
Yeah, so with the gas failure, you would see the low pre-membrane sat and low patient sat, as you see. Rising patient CO2, if you actually, like, you didn't have to get to it, so since you, like, saw the source of the problem. Otherwise, if you have asked for blood gases, you will have see the CO2 rising.
And why would that affect? Why would the CO2 first rise?
Because
So-
there's sleep
oh, so
gas
we
is
put it in
flowing
sweet gas,
across
Yeah,
the
it's more than
Exactly.
FiO2, right?
Yeah.
It's your sweet gas as well, so that gets eliminated.
Mhm.
It's not blowing off the patient's CO2 or the blood CO2, so the patient's gonna see a higher CO2. Okay, I just wanna make sure we all understood that.
So the color differential is like Tammy said, when you enter, if you cannot like from far see like a color difference, it means that there might be a problem. If you really have to go and look for it, you should really go and see that there is a problem, an issue with your oxygenation. Is it the tubing, actually the parameter settings, or your oxygenator having a problem? Then you have to do your full circuit check to know it. So basically when you have no gas flow, you have no ECMO when you're on VV. And if it was prolonged, after a while, you can have some hemodynamic instability that can come back, like it started with bradycardia, things like this.